Hello crafty friends, it's Erica, ScrapDiva 29. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming on with a rosette tutorial. These are the heart rosette die that is available in my online store, ScrapDivaDesigns.com. I've had several people ask if I would do a tutorial on this specific die, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick tutorial for all of you that have asked how to put this rosette together. This rosette, you are able to cut it down and make different size rosettes with this. It is totally up to you, or you can make the original size and cut it out 3 times. And I'm going to show you what it looks like cut out 3 times with that size rosette, and then I'm going to show you a rosette similar to this one that I made on this treat box using the heart rosette. I cut it down to an inch and an inch and a half, and that was how I was able to make this smaller rosette. So you can make any size rosette you want. It just depends on your project you're working on and how big you want your rosette to be. So I'm going to go ahead and do the demo. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use your die cut machine and run it through. Now it does have this embossing detail, so I always like to go back and forth. And then I also like to do is a quick tip. I like using this wax paper. You can use any brand. This is the one I have on hand, and this helps allow the little pieces in your die to release after you cut it. And I actually have some little hearts in this one. I'm just kind of shaking them out. But you're going to place your cardstock on your cutting plate. You're going to put your paper down. I'm getting all confused. Then your wax paper, and then you're going to lay your dies down, okay, like so. And what I like to do is I like to try to position my dies at a slight angle. It just helps with running it through your die cut machine. So go ahead and angle your die like so. You want it at an angle like this, okay? Then you're going to place the other cutting plate on top of your sandwich, and then you're going to go ahead and crank it through your die cut machine. And I like to go back and forth, especially when you have a die that has a lot of embossing detail. It's very helpful to do a front and back pass. So that's my second tip. If you're still having trouble after you've done that, you didn't get a clean pass, it didn't cut or emboss all the way, I suggest using a paper shim. This is a piece of 110-pound cardstock. I pick it up at Michael's, and I do paper shims all the time. And what I do is I just place it on top of the cutting plate, just like this, and I will run it through the die cut machine. And it's a little bit thicker of a sandwich, but it will go through like so. And that will help to ensure a really deep emboss for this rosette die, okay? Now I'm able to achieve this emboss without the paper shim, but I'm doing it for the demo just so that you can see that it does work. And you see how it released all of the little pieces up there? Well, there's a couple that need to be kicked out, but as for the most part, you got a really nice clean cut, right? And you've got the nice deep embossed lines in your cardstock. And this is just a regular weight cardstock, probably 65-pound weight pattern paper cardstock, okay? And here is the other one. And again, this one, same thing, cut out very nicely. We went front and back, then we added the shim just to give it one more pass to ensure that you got a good embossed line. And now I have 2 that are nicely embossed, ready to go, okay? So I'm gonna move my die cut machine out of the way, and we're gonna make some rosettes. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. So the die is originally cut out like this, right? And I've already die cut it out a second time, and I've already cut it down because I'm just gonna make a smaller one for you guys. And as you can see, that's what it looks like cut down. So this is it's an inch and a half. and you just line up the edge of the doily on your not your scoreboard, but your cutting machine, or not cutting machine, but your cutting board, and then you just want to cut it at that 1.5 inch mark. Okay, super simple to do. You're going to have this left over, and you're going to be able to make some smaller rosettes with this if you want. So don't throw these away. You can use them, and all you need is one strip will create one little mini rosette. So you'll wind up with 2 mini rosettes if you cut it down. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the demo. I've already did some, this was using, I wanted to show you that it will work with the 110-pound heavyweight cardstock from Michaels as well. And I've already die cut it, and I've already folded it. So I wanted to show you what that looks like. I'm going to show you what that looks like put together. But I'm going to go ahead and do the demo on the fold, because I think some of you have questions on the folding process of the demo, or of making the rosette. So this rosette has several score line or embossed lines, and what you want to do, depending on what type of rosette you want to make, if you want to make a skinnier rosette, you're going to fold on each embossed line. Okay, but if you want to make a wider rosette, like this one right here, see it's a little bit wider, you're going to fold on every other line. So with making a rosette, you're going to start off by folding down. I'm just going to make the wider rosette today, but it's the same exact way if you want to make the other version. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I got that second embossed line, and I'm just going to fold that down, and I'm just going to continue all the way down on every other one. And it's very easy to do because we got a really good embossed impression when we ran it through our die cut machine. Okay, all right, so there's one, and we're going to go ahead and do this one. Now on the second one, you want to make sure that you fold in the opposite direction. So when I started this one, I folded down, but on this one I'm going to fold it up. Okay, so you're going to fold it up and then back, and you're going to repeat that till you get to the end. And I'm just kind of creasing it as I go. And you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this rosette together, and you have one side that's sticking straight up, and you have one that's sticking straight down. So it's like that mountain valley fold, and these are going to connect. So I have my hot glue gun ready to go. I'm going to add my hot glue like so, and we're going to go ahead and connect these two together, and make sure you line it up nicely. So now these are connected, and now we're going to attach the other side. These two flaps are going to connect together like so. So we're going to add our adhesive, our hot glue. You can use wet glue if you want. I like using hot glue because it's fast, dries fast. And we've got that. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to want to have a hole punch. You're going to punch out some circles, and that's exactly what I did. I used my hole punch, punched out some circles, because you're going to want something to put your rosette on, or to back it with. Okay, so I have the punched out circle, and I have my hot glue, so I'm just going to add my hot glue to my circle like so. I'm going to position this over the circle. I'm going to push it down and squeeze it in, and I'm going to hold it in place for a few seconds, because we want that hot glue to adhere to the back of the rosette, and it just takes a minute. I like to hold it for just a second, and that, oops, see, not quite. See what I'm saying? You got to hold it down for a minute. You want to make sure that it adheres. I mean, it is hot. It does take a second, but it will work, I promise. All right, so that should be good. I hope that's good. and I'm a little bit off, but that's okay. You want to try to make sure it's in the center of your rosette, but it still will work. And there you have your beautiful rosette, and that's what the wider one looks like. Super, super pretty. And again, you can cut this down any size you want, wherever you want to cut it. If you want to make a small one, you can cut it small. You just have to have enough space to be able to connect it all. So you can do layering rosettes. So you can, you know, do whatever size you want. That's the great thing about this die. So there's the first one. And I want to show you what it looks like using this heavyweight cardstock. And this is using the full rosette that it comes with, just the full one. You see the size, it's the same, it's the full. So again, we're gonna do the same thing. Now with the larger one, you need to cut it out 3 times. And again, with that fold, you wanna make sure you do every other one. You do 1 down and then 1 up and then 1 connected down, so they all connect to each other. So we're gonna go ahead and connect this with the hot glue, like so. And we're just gonna connect it, push down. I just like to pinch it, that hot glue. And then we're gonna come over here and connect these two. Hot glue. Connect it. And now we're going to connect the these 2 ends right here. It's going to look like this. And if it overlaps, it's okay. And what you can do is you can cut this one off, that one little strip off, so it doesn't overlap for the larger one. I'm just going to keep it on for the demo because I didn't bring my scissors down. So I'm just going to adhere the hot glue like so. And push down. If you get a little hot glue, you can just kind of smooth it off. And then we're gonna fold these down like so. And you're gonna grab your little circle and do the same exact thing. You're gonna add hot glue all over this little circle, and that should be plenty. You're gonna position this as best you can and center it, and you're gonna fold it down and then squeeze it in. You gotta squeeze it, and you just gotta hold it for a minute so that the glue will adhere and dry. It does kind of take a second, and this is thicker cardstock, so I'm just holding it down. And look how pretty that is already, and I love the size. Love, love, love the size of this one. And again, I'm just applying pressure because I don't want it to come undone. And I'm just pushing down. And now look at that, you have that beautiful rosette. And I like to, on these larger ones, sometimes I'll add even a little bit more hot glue in the center, just like that. And if you want to, you can add another little dot right there. And sometimes that will help secure it. So you could do like a little round of hot glue right there. And ooh, that is hot. Oh my goodness. And you just push it right there in the center, and you can push it down. And I just like to hold it for a second. And then you have this beautiful rosette, looks like that. And then you can layer it like so. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It's so, so pretty. So that is the quick tutorial. If you have any questions, just ask. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I hope these little tips were helpful. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.